Good evening, guys. It's 6 o'clock. Today I'm in Beverwijk. I just picked up my race number and it's 1 hour to the start of the race. I went for one lap around the racetrack just to check the track. It looks like it's a very narrow road. I'm talking about this road right here. This is the finishing street. All the way up to the side over there, it's very long. On the other side there's another street going all the way back, so two very long straights, and then there's some short turns in between. But I think this is going to be a really fast race. I'm going to be racing in the elite category today. There is a whole circus around in the center of this town. So maybe there's going to be a lot of people tonight. I don't know. The other class is still racing. They're about to finish right now. Here they go. As you can see, it's all single file going in a one long line up there to the finish. I'm gonna go to the car, get changed, do my warm-up. I still have time. My car is parked quite far away from the circuit. Everything is closed down, so it was pretty hard to find a parking spot. This morning I woke up feeling a little bit better. I looked at the weather forecast and it was pretty good, so I felt like doing some training, but then I thought if I go out to train, I might as well just go out to do a race, which is more fun and is a very good training. Almost got hit by a bus. And I'm racing in the elite man category. It's going to be about 70 kilometers, I think. Still have 45 minutes, so plenty of time. All right, just finished my warm-up. 15 minutes to the start of the race. I'm gonna head over there, maybe do a lap on the circuit, and then it's game on. All right, it's game on. As usual, you can see the speed on the left with my heartbeat, my cadence. The power will be displayed in the bottom. At the left top you can see the time in the race, and then at the right top you'll see the track layout. I'm gonna show you the whole first lap so you can see what we're actually racing at. And if I had to say one word about this race, it will be narrow. The streets were very narrow. There were about, I don't know, 60, maybe 65 riders in this race, and this is the first lap, so everybody's still very close together. Of course, everybody wants to be in the front, so it's a bit tight. Coming through this turn and then onto a very long straightaway, and on this straight there was a slight headwind. You'll see that later in the footage, where on the headwind always the back sort of widens up. You see all these curbs here on the left with these poles and everything. It was quite dangerous being here on the left. You really had to be careful not to hit one of these curbs. Here we come to the very sharp turn in this course. Very narrow, pretty sharp, going through this little alley right here. So braking only 30 kilometers an hour. And another left turn. This turn was quite difficult. And here we go to the finishing straight. Very long straightaway. Big acceleration all the way up to 50 kilometers an hour here. And then here we come, approaching the start finish right here. So a couple laps in the race and everything stretched out quite fast. You can see it's all single file at the moment. Speed is going up. This was quite a fast section of the course. The turns coming up right now was not very sharp, so you can really carry a lot of speed through it. And you can see it's a very long stretched out field. Then approaching this sharp turn again. Everybody needs to brake, everybody needs to slide in, so the speed goes down a lot when you're in the back. 28 kilometers an hour, 30 kilometers an hour. You'll see later in the race when I pass this turn by myself, we'll be going 10 kilometers faster. Big acceleration here out of this turn. 1300 watts just to accelerate, and I'm not even holding the wheel of the guy in front of me. So, and here I have some momentum, so I just carry on some speed to overtake some of these riders, just to move up the field a little bit. Every moment you have, you should try to move up, because other moments when you can't, other will do it the same thing with you. Here you hear the bell ringing, that's for a preem lap, but I decided for myself this race that I was not gonna go for any preems, since I just want to finish the race, and all these preems are fun, but they take a lot of energy. Right here I'm in the back and everybody gets a little bit excited because of this preem, so everybody's trying to move forward, all approaching this very sharp turn, and I just back off a little bit because I was not going to sprint for these preems anyway. Right here, 30 kilometers into the race, I was trying to stay in the front of the pack the whole time to be able to see if there was going to be a breakaway or not. Here a couple riders took off and I chased them. Right here I got with them and we started rotating with 4 guys, and we managed to stay away for a couple laps. Here we were still pedaling together. This was maybe 1 or 2 laps later, and then this is the moment where the peloton catches up, and then straight away another attack, moving up to the front of the field again, trying to stay in the first 10 to 15 riders, and there's a couple riders in the front again, so I accelerate towards them, trying to close this gap, to see if this might have been the break of the match. You never know. At this moment I was still feeling alright, so staying in the front a little bit. Here I've got some backup. These guys are trying to close the gap as the same as me, but again it didn't turn out. The whole peloton catches up with us. Then at about 55 minutes to an hour into the race, I started having some cramps again, so I wanted to finish the race, so I decided not to go in the front too much anymore. It takes too much energy, so I was gonna be staying in the back of the peloton, drafting behind the others and just trying to finish this race. It was a 90-kilometer race, so it was quite long, and the pace was pretty high, so just finishing the race was hard enough. Right here you can see again 1200 watts acceleration out of these turns, and 90 kilometers was 72 laps, so that's 72 accelerations with 1000 watt or more. Now that's a lot. That's a lot. Another bell for a preem lap, and right now I just happen to be quite far in the front, so I figured why not just take advantage of that and just go with the flow, go with these guys for a preem. So here's a preem finish, and I think I got 4th place. First 8 guys get a prize, so here I end up 4. After these preems is always a good moment to attack. This guy just continues riding, but also that attack didn't work out. I started to feel more and more cramps, like you can see here, accelerating with 1000 watts, but it's not enough to hold the wheel, and I was having this every lap, so all these guys were accelerating out of my wheel over and over again, so it was quite hard to close the gap every time. About half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour later, I started feeling better. So here we are, 79 kilometers into the race, 1 hour 47, and the cramps was less. I felt better. These guys were picking up the pace because there was a breakaway that is riding in front of us. 6 guys is in front, and these guys wanted to put in the effort to close that gap. I was feeling alright, so I figured why not give it a shot. So I started rotating. Not too much help from the peloton, so I tried for a little bit and then I fell back a little bit further in the pack again. This was 3 laps to go. Only 3 laps to go in this race, and I was all the way in the back of the peloton. I was feeling better. Cramps was less, so I figured why not just give it a try and end at least in the front of this peloton, where we're not gonna catch that breakaway, but I can do my best to end up and race for 7th place. So here I accelerate hard, passing a couple of guys, already moving up quite a few spots. Another move. There's not a lot of space, but I ended up overtaking a lot of guys again, moving up quite far to the front, approaching this very sharp turn again. This was 2 laps to go. Only 2 laps to go, a lot of guys in the front, wide field, very different than you've seen before where it was all single file. Right now everybody's riding next to each other, nobody wants to be in front, everybody wants to draft, and everybody wants to stay there and wait until it happens. This guy takes off, see ya, he's gone, he thinks I'm gonna try it by myself. We have 1.5 laps to go right now, and I'm in the front, and there's a lot of different scenarios going through my mind right now. I think I can either stay with the peloton, go for the sprint, or I can chase this guy, accelerate now, and maybe after a full lap, full gas, I might be able to stay in front of the peloton. I didn't know. This guy is passing me, and I figured I'll give it a shot. So I accelerate, trying to catch them, and there's another guy behind me thinking the same thing, and then there's a gap to the peloton, so I figured this might be a good move, so I just keep on going. So right now there's a breakaway, and then these 3 guys are in front of me. Going through this turn by myself, 38 kilometers an hour, that's so much faster than before. And then coming to the finishing street, we only have 1 lap to go, and then this happens. What? Copping a bike straight in the face. This guy flipped over. What the hell happened? Slow motion. Number 41 here in red, he starts accelerating and he goes to the left of his teammate, not looking, and they hit each other and they just bounce straight on the tarmac. This guy was not able to brake, and I was going full anchor, full brakes, braking as hard as I could, and I saved myself from crashing, so I was already happy. Of course this was the last lap, so no chance of getting back. I finished the lap by myself. I had 1 lap to go. I was gonna finish this race, so straight through the party zone here. What up? And then there was another crash just before the finish, the green guy over there. So it was a dangerous race, this one, and this is where I finished. Well, that was another race. You saw what happened in the last lap. I got caught behind a crash. Again, I had a lot of cramps, starting at about 1 hour into the race. At that point I moved back a little bit, just chasing in the peloton. I was not going to be trying to stay in the front, maybe chase the breakaways, because I just didn't have the legs, and I wanted to finish this race, not having to step out because the cramps would get worse. So riding along in the peloton, pace was still really high, and about 1 hour 45 minutes into the race, we had about, I don't know, 20 kilometers left. My legs started to feel better actually. Accelerating out that very sharp turn up to the finishing straight, I was having these cramps in my upper legs, but after 1 hour 45 minutes it got less and I was able to accelerate in a normal way again. So I figured maybe I can just try to finish in the front of the peloton, and there were 5 or 6 guys in the break, so I would be racing for place 7 or 8. 3 laps ago I moved up quite a lot. I wanted to just ride away from that peloton in the last lap, and that's when the crash happened. Weird, 2 guys of the same team just running each other over. I don't know. Anyway, today was a choice between going training by myself or riding this race. And then this race was 90 kilometers, pretty high speed, average speed. 90 kilometers was 44 kilometers an hour. It was a good day, it was a good training. I did this race to get some more experience, and I think I did. Every race I get better and better. So all right, 17 minutes cooling down, very easy pace. Gonna pack up, go home. End result today, I've got 1 preem, which I ended 4th. Every preem lap here is 8 guys get preems. 4th place, and then I ended up 26th, of course, because I got behind that crash. Tomorrow I'm probably not doing anything. Friday I'm gonna go to the massage therapist. Sunday I'm going to Verkuijl. Alright guys, if you want to see more of these videos with full race analysis, just hit that like button, subscribe, share it if you want, and then I'll see you in the next video, in the next race. See ya!